Don't start you. All right, this video is my May reading wrap up. I did not read that much in May. There's been birthdays and Mother's Day and a bunch of just busyness going on in May. So the list is pretty short. I recently started, or I'm going back to school to finish my degree. So I've had a lot of work and other stuff that has been keeping me occupied. So I really only read like one series. And it's not even a series, it's only 2 books. But I've just been super busy and having meltdowns, so I haven't been able to read too much. Anyways, so I'm gonna start with this book. This is For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. It did not get finished. So I didn't finish this book. I think I got honestly, I think I got like 9. Okay, I got 9 chapters into the book, which is pretty far for me to just be like, I don't want to read this anymore. But here's the logic behind it. I just finished reading The Secret Garden, and that is a totally different vibe from this book, and I just wasn't in the vibe for this book. Also, this book is very like gloomy and kind of like wintry, like gray type of setting, and that was not what I was looking for right now. I'm gonna go back and read this book in the gloomy months, so probably around November I'll go back and read this. But this one is a pretty interesting story. It's about this curse that this kingdom has, or something like that. I think that's what it is. Or not the kingdom, but the whole, I don't know, it's a kingdom. They talk about 5 kings or something, so I'm guessing it's multiple kingdoms. Anyways, sorry, I'm pretty bad at summarizing. Anyways, so there's this curse that every time there's a second daughter, the second daughter has to be given to the wolf. And this wolf lives in this forest that has all these bad things in it. And the idea is they give this daughter to the second daughter to the wolf, and maybe they'll return their 5 kings and release them from whatever curse that they have, which really isn't a curse. They just live in fear most of their lives, or they live in fear because of whatever these creatures are that come out of this Wilderwood forest. And I like the concept, but it's one of those books where I think I have to like binge read it. Sorry, my dog's eating. Where I have to like binge read it to be able to like get it. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Like it's one of those books. I can't read this like chapter at a time every 1 or 2 days. I've got to sit down and read like half the book one day and then half the book the other day, something like that. So yeah, I didn't finish this book, but I will come back to it. Okay, now on to what I did read. Okay, I read the Lightlark series by Alex Aster. Hold on. This one. I read that. The reason I started reading this book is because it was all over TikTok, and the fan art was just so appealing to me. And I was like, okay, I'll read it right now. That way I know what everybody else is talking about. And it did not disappoint. I'm so glad that I decided to read this now. This book was so good. So even though I've been like busy and stuff, like, you know, having to do homework and papers and be mom and all this stuff, I still like this book was good. It was a page turner. I still like made time to read it because I really wanted to read it. Whereas this one, I wasn't like doing that. I was just like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna read it. But this one was like, I have to read it. Okay, this is like, should read it, need to read it. But it was so good. It's about a curse, and these different leaders from, what is it, 5? I think it's 5 different like lands come together onto this island every 500 years to solve this curse that they have. And each land has like their own like magical abilities, and the curse that's been put on them pretty much prevents them from using their powers, or it's like opposite of what their beliefs are. So wildlings are like nature people. They grow plants and nurture animals and everything, but their curse is that the only thing that they can live off of is hearts. So in order to live, they have to kill, which is against like their morals. And yeah, I thought that was really interesting. It was pretty good. And this book has like two love interests in it. There's Grimm and there's Oro, and they are basically like total opposites, absolute enemies of each other. And I love it so much. And immediately when like Grimm entered the book, I was like, oh my gosh, this man is like perfect. He's absolutely perfect. But he's not. But like, you know, as a character, like it's like, wow, like that's got to be the guy. And there's actually it's a good plot twist. I called it. I knew it was gonna happen. About like halfway through the book, I was like, that's got to be the person who made the curses. That's got to be the bad person. And yeah, it was a really good book. Kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger. So I immediately had to get the next book, which is Nightbane. But I'll get to that. This book took me like, I think like a week to read. Like that's how much I was like, I need to read this. It was really good story. And there are some twists in it that were like pretty good. I would say maybe, like there were, I would say this is like, I'd give it like 4 stars, just because like I called out the ending, sort of. Like I knew who it was. Like I just knew. And I think it was way too easy. Like it was way too like, it was just too obvious. Because it's, no spoilers, but it's like, you know, you always think like, oh, it can't be that person, but it most definitely is that person. It's like, it was just too obvious. Okay, so moving on to the next book, Nightbane. This book has you like so back and forth between the two love interests. So this book is about Grimm and Isla, who is the main girl of the books. Isla is like trying to like learn how to use powers and everything, but she has her memories taken away, which they talk about in the first book. It's not really much of a spoiler, but she does have her memories taken away. And throughout this book, like maybe every other chapter or every 2 chapters are like the memories that she's remembering, or like, obviously but like she's remembering things, and like she has certain feelings now about her situation and like the two guys, but then as the like book goes along, you're like, you can see her kind of start to shift, and she gets so confused, and you like don't know what she's gonna do, what she's gonna choose. But most of my tabs on this book are either Oro or Grimm. Like, that's pretty much it. The politics of it are not very strong, I will say that. But it's okay, because it's more about like her history or her past, I guess, and trying to use it to solve like her future, like her present day problems. And I don't know, just Grimm is the freaking guy. He's the one. And then this one at the end, I did have like a moment where I was like kicking my feet because there was like a little plot twist, and I freaking loved it. And I just want to go back and read those like last 2-3 chapters like over and over again, because it was like, it was like unexpected, and I loved it. So yeah, I would say this one is 4.5 stars, because it's just, it's nice. I like Grimm a lot. Oro's very nice too, and he's so like what everybody needs, like healthy like relationship guy, but something about Grimm. Anyways, those are what I did and almost read in May. So these are the 3 books. So yeah, that's my May reading wrap up. Didn't finish the book, wasn't into the vibes right now at this time of the year. Did finish the book, 4 stars. Did finish the book, 4.5 stars. So, if you've read these books, let me know what you thought, because I need somebody to talk to about it. I don't have anybody, and it hurts my brain. All right, that is all. Oh, what are you supposed to say? Hold on. Like, subscribe,